Welcome back. President Donald Trump continues to push back on the media yesterday, saying he will not attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and that makes him the first president to miss the gala since President Ronald Reagan, back after he was recuperating from an attempted attack in 1981. Reagan had been shot and not able to attend. Trump took to Twitter yesterday saying, "I will not be attending the White House Correspondents Association dinner this year. Please wish everyone well and have a great evening." Now, this move follows a week of the president escalating his attack on the press, as well as the White House barring several news organizations attending a press briefing. Joining us this morning, William March, a local veteran political reporter for the Associated Press and the Tampa Tribune, also Barry Edwards, one of our political analysts. Thanks, guys, for being here this morning. And, you know, gentlemen, the president's relationship with the press is no doubt rocky, calling the media the enemy. Can we expect it to get even worse from here?
Well, I would say there are a couple of things that we tend to forget about President Trump. One is he hasn't held political office before. He's not accustomed to the kind of scrutiny that politicians get. The other is that all new administrations go through an awkward period in which they make mistakes in how they handle issues, and those issues include their dealings with the press. I cling to the belief that it will get better.
Barry, will it get better? Is this an awkward time?
I think it's going to get worse. I think that if we look at Sean Spicer's comments in December when he was the Republican National Committee strategist, he said that it was all right to bar the press when it was privately funded money, but it would be a dictatorship if you did that with publicly funded money and when it was part of the government. And so he's reversed himself in less than 2 months. So there seems to be a war of words and a war of actions between the two. And I don't think it's hurting Trump, because we only have 5% of the voters are swing voters, and his base loves it.
All right, you know, Senator John McCain, a frequent critic of the president, has slammed him, saying, you know, the attack on the media, talking about preserving democracy and dictators, quote, gets started by suppressing the free press. How can any elected official, not just the president, be held accountable if there is no media to, you know, hold them responsible?
Well, that's the problem. And I think the media is going to push back too. And I agree with something that William March here said, is he's never been hit like this before until the campaign. He had a relatively free ride until the end of the primary. And so I think that he hasn't felt what it's like to get hit on a daily basis.
Yeah, he's just not used to having guys like me be able to write anything we want about him, and he can't stop it. And that's the essence of how the free press works. The public gets to say and think what they want about politicians. The press gets to say what they think and want to say about politicians. He's not accustomed to that.
Well, let's talk about sources. The president wants sources banned, but we know the media uses sources to get information because people want to go off the record. They don't want to say who they are. So won't that restrict the flow of information that gets out to the public?
Confidential sources have been, by that I guess you mean unnamed sources.
Right.
They're a staple of political journalism, and there are reasons for it. High-level officials, secretaries of state, vice presidents, even presidents, routinely hold off-the-record briefings for the press corps that cover them, and you'll see these quoted as a high-level official in the State Department. This is a common tool of journalism. They are controversial, and a lot of news organizations are restricting their use more and more, but it's virtually impossible to practice completely without them.
And most leaks, by the way, are not low-level employees. Most leaks are by secretaries of state, the vice president, someone at the high level, and they can be intentional to test how a message is going to play.
All right, Wendy, Barry, it's great to see you back here in the studio. As always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.